Luke 15, chapter 3. If you have found it, let us stand to our feet for the reading of the Word of God. Amen. Beginning of verse 3 says, So he spoke this parable to them, saying, What man of you, having 100 sheep, if he loses one of them, does not leave the 99 in the wilderness and go after the one which is lost until he finds it? And when he has found it, he lays it on his shoulders, rejoicing. And when he comes home, he calls together his friends and neighbors, saying to them, Rejoice with me, for I have found my sheep, which was lost. I say to you that likewise there will be more joy in heaven over one sinner who repents than over 99 just person who need no repentance. Grass withers, flowers fade, but the word of our God stands forever. May the Lord have the blessing to the reading, the hearing, and doing of the wonderful, precious Lord. Lord, it's my prayer and my desire that this word fall on good ground. And Father, that we apply this word in our everyday reading. And Lord, the words of my mouth, the meditation of my heart, it's my prayer and my desire that it truly be accepted in your sight. I do declare and I acknowledge that you are my strength and you are my Redeemer. In Jesus' mighty name I pray. Amen. I want to speak from this thought, and we are at this Men's Day program. I want to speak from this thought. Why are some men lost? Can you lean over and ask the neighbor that question and say, Neighbor, why are some men lost? They looking like, I don't know what you're talking about. Just hold your peace. Why are some men lost? Because really, we are. In more ways than one, we are. And this question is a great question. It travels throughout the ages. Yes, sir. Y'all don't mind, can I take my time to really dissect this word? That when we leave this place, we will leave impact empowered. We'll be ready to position ourselves to stand where God will have us to stand, because I don't take it lightly. Everybody don't have it all together. The Bible said even the very elect are subject to fall. That's right. And every day of our life, we're struggling through striving to get where we need to be. And through shortcomings, turnarounds, letdowns, some of us are just a blink away from giving up, throwing in the towel. But I want to encourage you, you got to hold on. A lot of us give up and don't realize that we're just a breath away from that very breakthrough that we've been praying for. But this is a great question. This question is a question that never rests. That question, why is it that some men, Jeffrey, are lost? Yes. That this question was just as prominent in the days of the Lord, the days that he walked on the earth, as it is today. And those of faith accept their faith at the hand of God. But why do some men never come to the faith? Why? What is it that is keeping us from surrendering and telling the Lord, Lord, here I am. I give myself away so you can use me. Do I have any company in this house? Faith can be defined as an ability to trust the unseen. See, that's what faith is. Faith is the substance of things hoped for. It's the evidence of things not seen. That's right. And see, when it comes even to hope, Jeffrey, what is hope if I can see hope? Because, mama, hope is not hope if it can be seen.
All right.
See, I got to trust God even when I can't trace Him. Is anybody going to talk to me here? Are you going to look at me like we're at the movies watching Black Panther? See, a faith that cannot be tested is a faith that God cannot trust. Do I have any witness up in here? I'm not going to be long. Just give me about 19 minutes and 20 seconds and I'll be out your way. Those of the faith accept their fate at the hand of God. But the question was, why do men? Why is it that they never come? Some men never come to the faith.
Yeah.
So some never develop this ability. Faith, what we need to know, faith is a learned reaction to knowledge. Not an ingrained idea or gift.
Okay.
And today, from what I want to get from Luke 15 as we look, we're going to explore why some men are lost. Because the truth is, it's a fact.
All right.
That many of us, men, are lost.
Yeah. Right.
But when I looked in chapter 15, as I read verse 3 to verse 7, like the sheep of this parable, some are lost by their own carelessness. Oh, y'all ain't got to say nothing. You ain't got to say nothing. But ladies and gentlemen, they allow the beauty of crystal chandeliers. The song of deceitful siren, the echo of gay laughter to pull them away from all that is right in the eyes of God. And often we as men that is lost in this condition doesn't realize that we lost at all. We really do feel like we got it going on, but are not lost. There are even some of us preachers and pastors are lost and don't realize we're lost. You know, but God is the only boss that I know, a head man that will fire you but still allow you to keep working. Y'all don't understand me? Well, let me make it a little bit more clear, because when I leave here, if you go back and say it, I want you to be able to tell it right, because folks don't need you to explain what you're saying. What are you saying when you say it? No air. Amen. You can be preaching, folks can be shouting, but there's no anointing in what you are delivering. What I'm trying to tell you, people can make noise. The devil is fine with you making noise as long as you don't change. In other words, people are leaving the church happy, but still stuck in the same old life. Y'all getting quiet on me. Y'all getting quiet on me. I ain't got nothing but a little bit to go. You ain't got to worry about it. I'm going to be on my way. And see, often the men that is lost in this condition, they doesn't realize that they're lost, because look like this lost sheep. This sheep grazed on tall grass. What are you saying, Noel? He was comfortable. He was comfortable. He had comfortable living. And in the midst of being comfortable, you can find yourself being complacent. Are y'all in this house? Come on, let me know you're in this house. Me, am I right about it?
Right on it.
So some of them saying, But let me help you out, man. I'm a man too, so this does not just go for you. This is me.
Yes, sir.
Because Noel struggled just like you struggle. But let me help you out to let you know I'm not pointing fingers at you, because this is what I learned. I learned this one too. A gentleman asked me, he said, point your finger. And I pointed my finger that day. He said, look at him. He said, how many you got pointed out? I said, 1. How many you got pointed back there to you? I said, 3. He said, no, you got 4.
All right. Well, okay.
He said, look at your thumb. It's been at your head. So the word is a two-edged sword. it cuts the accuser as well as the accused. In other words, the same word that I delivered to you, that same word is for me too. Am I right about it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, that person, that man that is caught up in comfortable living, that has kind of complacent, he loses sight on what is important because he has his head down feeling his mortal belly.
Well,
Remember, the sheep is comfortable filling his belly with the tall grass.
well,
What you said?
Long as I'm able to dress good, look good, ride good, be able to eat whatever I want to eat, I'm all good.
well,
So I think.
yeah.
What does it profit a man
Oh, yeah.
to gain the whole world,
And loses.
then lose his soul? Are y'all in his house?
Yes, sir.
Because this man is caught up, he's comfortable, and comfortableness has got him complacent, and he's not realizing the herd has left him astray. You stuck in your comfortable place, but the herd is gone.
Well,
Somebody please tell me this right now. Sister, folk get mad at you because you showing up at Bible class while they sitting out there watching half and half nots.
all right.
And when the preacher gets to preaching, you can say what the preacher's gonna say before he even say it while they trying to figure out what he's saying. Then they look at you wondering, he think he all that. No, I'm not all that, but I got that is in the word. I'm not all that, but I'm getting all that is in the word. Are y'all in this house? Folks are getting mad at you for how you are elevating. Come on, somebody. But fail to realize God didn't cheat nobody. We all got the same measure of faith. And if my faith is increasing and yours is decreasing, don't hate on me.
That's right.
Don't hate the player, hate the game. Because I'm balling, baby. I know. I follow my coach's orders. It's in the word. Somebody say amen.
Amen.
So look. The herd has left Mr. Comfortable.
Okay.
Comfortable stuck, and the herd has moved on.
Well,
Comfortable he loses sight of what is important because he has his head down still in his belly. He beckons in the light of the sun and moon to those who would find him, but he does it blindly, not knowing which way to turn.
all right.
Comfortable man,
Yeah.
he is hopelessly lost until the shepherd comes to find him.
All right.
And Jesus says that this lost sheep is more valuable than all. He is the sheep we refer to here. And he is the one that God is telling them is more important to just hold on to the 99 and just let the little one stray one stay out there.
Well,
Just because we got a good bit of members in the church and it looks good because the church is full, don't neglect or forget about the one that done strayed away.
All right.
Are y'all in this house? Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, we must do all we can do to help find that sheep and bring them back home. If you believe that, just say amen. Now give Silly with a praise. Am I doing all right?
Yes, sir.
Are y'all still with me? Ain't nobody mad but the devil, right? All right, then let's move on then. But here's another one. He talks about a corn. And in chapter 15, round about verse 8, he said, like the corn, some are lost by reason of the carelessness of others. Not only are men lost by their own carelessness, but they're also lost by reason of the carelessness of others.
Help us, Lord.
Let me say it again. 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 Not only are we lost by our own carelessness, but by reason we're also lost by the carelessness of others. Come on, let me find out somebody with me. Somebody say, please make that plain.
Oh, please make that plain, Noel.
See, the coin in this parable didn't lose itself. Y'all walk with me. It's gonna get right in a minute. It's gonna get right in a minute. The coin didn't lose itself. No, it had to be dropped by another.
Come on now. You in the house.
And we too often drop others by our indifferences.
Come on now.
See, we become so wrapped up in our own lives, we forget the commandments of the Lord. Do I have a witness in here? Can I help you out? Let's talk about Genesis chapter 6, verse 2. Bear ye one another's burden, and so fulfill the law of Christ. Do I have a witness in here? Have we become a world so involved in self that we have dropped a precious soul through the cracks?
Yes, sir.
Sadly, some are lost through carelessness of the hand. Yeah, of the hand. Because of the negative and the selfishness of the heart. I got mine. You get yours. Fail to realize before I got mine, I didn't have mine. And the way I got mine, somebody had to help me. So if somebody helped me, that's supposed to be a spreading cancer. I should be able to help you. Do I have a witness in here? And I'm not talking about in a bad way. I'm talking about in a good way. Because you know cancer spreads. But let me tell you something. We should spread in a good way. To see that this trend continue to go on and on. Do I have a witness in here? The question was asked. Amen. Dealing with Cain in the situation of Abel. Cain asked, am I my brother's keeper? Somebody need to tell your brother, yes, I am. It's my job to help keep you from falling. Your job to help keep me from falling. Are y'all in this house? I'm about through, y'all. Y'all can go and wake up now. So what happens is, through not taking out the time to be that listening ear. Not being that listening ear. Now check it out. Let me show you how powerful a listening ear is. Because a lot of us get so caught up in ourselves, amen, that we won't even take out that time. Already an individual already dealing with folks neglecting them. But let me tell you just what a listening ear would do. Let me tell you, show you how powerful a listening ear is. You ain't even got to say a word. Just sit them and let them get it all out. And after they get it all out, you know what they're going to tell you? Thank you for talking to me. And you don't realize you just helped a person from leaving where you are to commit suicide. Lord, have mercy.
That's right. Help us, Lord.
I want you to understand. I'm not here to try to showcase Noel. I'm here to try to break something, get through something, that some change can take place.
That's right. That's what it's about.
That we can stand up and take our rightful place and be the men that God has called us to be. I'm talking about standing up, being men of valor. I'm talking about taking our rightful place. Do you not know when the head get right, everything behind the head will follow right? You know why church is so chaotic? Because, amen, in the home is chaotic. You can't expect to be jacked up at home and be straight up at the church. If the home is jacked up, the church gonna be jacked up. But I have a witness in here. Because you understand, the building is not the church.
We are the church.
And if there's hell in your house, that hell comes to the church.
Oh, you can make me walk up out of here.
Don't go, brother. Don't go. Stay with me. The hell had to come from somewhere. And mama, we talking about, amen, church going out to the community. If it's jacked up at home, it's going to be jacked up in the church, and we're going to march that jacked up stuff to a jacked up community.
Hearts got to be changed. Come on.
So through the carelessness of others, not just my carelessness, but also through the carelessness of others. Am I that other that is careless because I'm so selfish to deny myself to reach out and help my brother? How many times have I turned my back on a blessing that God was setting up? How many people that I could have helped to keep from committing suicide, marriages from going to divorce court, simply because I refuse to take out the time to help pick my fellow man up when they are down. How many times did I give into negativity? Amen. Simply because my life is jacked up. You know, I'm going to encourage somebody. If this person got problems, amen, and they got anger in their heart, don't you go there trying to get no advice from them. What you gonna do? Going to somebody's house that been to divorce court 5 times, and they studied dogging men, and you want to go down there and ask them how you need to treat your husband? Because they sure gonna tell you forget that Negro. Do you know misery loves company? If I ain't happy, ain't nobody gonna be happy. But last but not least, are y'all enjoying yourselves? Last but not least, but it goes on down. Jesus is setting this up, and I'm finna head to a close. Jesus is setting this up. He goes now and he deals with the parable of the prodigal son. And when you looked at this parable, this is a very popular parable because I believe every church has heard this parable over and over. This parable tells of 2 sons and their relationship to their father. And all of us fall into the category of one son or the other. And when we look deep in this story and see when we look deep in this story, what we're going to do, we're going to see which one of these sons are we.
Yeah.
Like the younger son, hold on. Some men are lost by the sins of their body. What you mean, Pastor? I'm glad you asked. Let me tell you. They trade a fleeting moment of pleasure for eternal woe.
Yeah.
Help me out, Pastor. Explain a little bit more. I'm glad you're so interested. They end up living their lives outside of the blessings of the covenant of God through their sinful actions.
All right.
Pastor, I still don't get it.
Give it to me.
Let me work with you just a little bit more. Many of us do not come to the realization of our sinful state.
That's right.
We're like a man who looks in the mirror,
Okay, now.
see the condition that we in, and still walk away like everything is all good.
Yeah, what you look like. Come on.
So y'all can understand the type of preacher I am now. I want to make sure you get it. But not seeing our situation and understanding there's some things in our lives that are not in order or not right. And we think that everything is all good, and it's not all good.
Yeah.
We don't realize that we are destroying ourselves.
Yeah.
Do I have a witness in here? Many of us do not come to the realization of our state, but instead we choose whether to wallow with the hogs.
Watch it.
I got to explain that one too.
Come on.
I see it. They won't talk to me, man. I got to explain to them. So let me deal with the hogs, man. Explain to you hog. Why we choose the hog. After we have been clean.
Yeah.
After God has saved us.
Yeah.
After he has given us that chance we've been praying before. You clean up a hog and get him clean and smelling good. You know a hog stink. You clean him up. The first mud hole he finds, he going to go right back in it and get dirty again.
That's it. Yeah.
ain't said it. Okay. Let's see if we can say it like this. No matter how many times we bump our heads, some of us just still never learn.
Right.
That's it.
This young man, he didn't like his present fortune
Yeah.
or misfortune. And in the midst of this leads me to the next part now of the story, which deals with the older brother. Now watch this. Listen, the young man was concerned about his body. He was concerned, in other words, let's look at it. He was so caught up with getting something and demanding something that he didn't even work for.
Okay.
But let me deal with the young boys.
Sound for me.
Daddy, seen some Jordan
Well.
down there at the mall.
Well.
How much of the Jordan? Too fitted. Too fitted. Yeah, Dad, I want them Jordan. He wants something that he didn't even work for. See, he ain't looking at them buddies because the thing is, he concerned about his body because he wants to impress. He want to dress to impress. And you need to know, as long as you got money, Doc, you got friends. But what happens when your money gets funny, you change your strength, and your credit can't even get it? Where are your friends then? Long as you got money, you got friends. But when your money runs out, your so-called friends drop out. So now he gets to the place, mama, where he ain't got no money. He done spent all his hand trying to live and rob his living, and that's living for the world, trying to party, gamble, run around. There was a lot of that going on in Vegas. I seen some church folks up in there, boy, but they were pulling down them things. I said, oh, Lord, look at all of this. They say everything going on in Vegas. No, they found somebody gonna tell it. It's some stuff going on in Vegas. I didn't get to see all that when I went to Jackson now. And now I done took my own group there. I done saw a whole lot of stuff. And that just showed me just how far off we are and how we get in church and we pretend a lot. Let me tell you something. It's not only you, it's us too. We're all struggling with some stuff. We're battling with some stuff. That's why we need God, man. Without him, we ain't going to be able to make it. And we ain't setting out no room for nobody to put nobody down. Cause I remember when I was pastor, before the Lord blessed me to be able to be the founder of the church that I have now. I pastored a church for 7 years. And my thing was with the deacons. I was young pastor. I was the youngest pastor in Copiah County. Young pastor, we get caught up into things. And I ain't gonna lie, because I got to tell the truth, I got caught up into a whole lot of stuff.
Yes, sir.
Being a young man.
Yeah.
Got caught up in a lot of stuff. Not just before I got saved. I'm like even being a pastor while being saved. Young man, I got caught up in a lot of stuff, man. I got caught up in a lot of stuff. Do you hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm trying to talk to y'all now. I got caught up in a lot of stuff. I didn't come in here to showcase Noel. I come in here to leave y'all with a word to let y'all know that this stuff is real. And until we get to the place, the doctor even wants you to tell him the truth. Where you hurting at? If my heart is hurting, well, I'm going to tell him that I got a foot problem.
That's right.
And I'm about to have a heart attack.
That's right.
So we was in church, and then the deacons, they came to me, and I'm not talking about child deacons. The deacons, they came to me, they said, Noel, your name going all over the street. And I knew it was, because I know that there was some things I did. I said, that's right. I said, yeah. I said, yeah, I know. I know, Brother Deacon. Yeah, Brother Deacon, I know it's running bad. He said, well, See, being a young man, 20-some years old, and then you got a deacon, 70-some years old, and you know, it's kind of rough being a pastor to a man that's old enough to be your grandfather. And so I was sitting there and he said, you know, we got to bring this to the church. I said, yeah, Brother Dick, I know. But what Brother Dick didn't understand, I had already been talking to the mothers. And the mothers had surrounded me and were praying for me. And I poured my heart out to the mothers. But in the process, they told me and said, Pastor, they can't do nothing to you because they got junk on themselves too. So Brother D came back and he said, you know, we're going to have a meeting. I said, okay, Brother D, just let me know what time the meeting is. And he said, Brother D, now this is what we're going to do now. When we get through talking about my stuff, we're going to talk about everybody's stuff that's up in here. We didn't have that meeting. And understand this, I'm not protecting wrong, but what I'm saying is, because I don't want nobody to get the wrong idea. I'm not trying to protect wrong or trying to protect a fight, but I'm trying to help you to understand that why you pointing fingers at this person, even the Bible, look, the Lord even said it himself. How can you see something in somebody else's eye and you got a beam, a big plank in your own eye?
All right. Yeah. My Lord. Amen.
Somebody feeling that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Somebody sitting there telling them, I hope they heard. I hope somebody heard that. Somebody that's sitting there right now. So and so need to be here today. Boy. Let me get out of here. But look at this oldest son. Y'all watch this. Watch this oldest son. And look how this son thought he should have been happy to see. You know, you would think that the older brother with his baby brother being, let's say it like this, strung out on drugs.
Yeah.
Caught up into all kind of stuff. You know, selling drugs. And getting put in prison because you do know that you find yourself in a prison without even being behind bars.
Yes, sir.
And you do know that the Bible said that this young man was in a far country, and you don't have to, be in New York or in another country to be in a far country. You can stay in your own town and still be in a far country. Any time you are far away from Christ, you are in a far country. When you don't have a relationship with Jesus, you are in a far country. And you would think with this boy seeing his brother come back and he's still alive, that the young man would be rejoicing, but not.
Not so.
The older son. You'll be amazed of how that spirit came.
Yeah.
Wow.
It spread it all over the world. It breaks my heart when I see brothers fighting and the other brother takes a gun and takes the lives of his own brother.
Yes.
That spirit is prevalent in these days.
Yes.
It breaks my heart, Doc, when I hear about, a child, taking the life of his mama and daddy that provided, put clothes on them, fed them, put a roof over their head, and just because he don't want to obey, takes the lives of his own parents.
Right.
It's prevalent in this day.
Yes.
It's a big older brother, mad.
Yes.
You hear dancing going on because the father, when the young man was in the hog pit,
Yeah.
the young man began to reminisce over how life used to be.
Yeah.
You know, there were times I could go out, look out on the balcony and see how the workers are tending to the land.
Yeah.
But now look at me.
Yeah.
I don't have a pot to
Okay, now.
I wanted to throw it.
Y'all fill in the blanks because you done said it a bunch of times. Don't act like you so saved now because you in church. But I don't even have a roof over my head.
Yes, sir.
But you know what? As I think about my life and how things used to be, you know, I wonder how many of my father's servants have bread in their home. And not only do they have bread, but also have enough bread to spare. You know what I'm going to do? Hey, man, I'm going to man up and I'm going to get up. I'm going to go back home. I'm going to have a talk with my father and I'm going to tell my father, I'm going to say, Father, I've sinned against heaven. And I've sinned against you. And I'm not even worthy to be called your son. But if you would just only make me one of your hired servants. Do I have a witness in here? What the son was saying is that I don't have to have what I used to have. Father, just welcome me back in the home again. You know, when he said that, I thought about my brother, amen. Paul said, I know what it is, amen, to be up. I know what it is to be down. But amen, because I've experienced both sides, and I found out that God is still a good God. It doesn't matter what state I'm in, I've learned to be content. Look at your neighbor and just tell your neighbor, it doesn't matter what's going on in my life. I've learned to be content. Now listen, if that neighbor don't want to celebrate, find you another neighbor that don't mind celebrating with God and say, neighbor, I've learned to be content. Do I have a witness in here? And look at here, when the son got up out of the hog pen, you know that time we try to clean ourselves up. But if God don't clean you, you're still dirty. Do I have a witness in here? Look at the young man trying to clean himself up. He gets out of the hog pen, make his way on home. And when he came, amen, towards home, the father was still there where the son left him. Y'all ain't getting it in here. See, it's not God leaving us, but it's us leaving God. And I promise you, if you bag that thing back up, you'll find out God is still where you left him at. And so listen here, the young man bagged up, went home. Father,
All right.
sitting on the porch,
Yeah.
looked out, saw his son coming.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Father said, look like my boy.
All right. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Look like my boy.
All right. All right. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Look like my boy. Son making his way down. Let me tell you something. When God sees you, remember, this is how they said, if you make one step, he'll make two. All God want to see is you making the effort. If he see you trying to make the effort, amen, God will make his way to you. You know how they said, you draw nigh to God, what he'll do? He'll draw nigh to you. So his son coming. That's my boy. Son began to open up his mouth. Check it out. He began to open up his mouth. Amen. He opened up his mouth and tried to tell his daddy. Daddy. There's so many words he was trying to say. Dad, I'm sorry. Daddy wasn't hearing. Your faith, your effort has already spoke for you. Servant, come here. Go get a robe.
Put it on him.
Put on my son.
Yeah.
Go get the ring.
Hey, come here. Go up in there. Give me a ring. Put it on my son's finger. Oh, hold up. He needs some shoes. He needs some shoes.
Okay.
He needs some shoes. He needs some shoes. He needs some shoes, baby. He needs some shoes. Go get him some shoes. Put it on my son's feet. Hold up. I want you to do one more thing. Don't give me any kind of meat.
That's it now. Yeah. Angus beef.
I want you to get the fattest yolk. I want you to go get the fattest calf you can find.
Come on.
We're going to eat good today. Yeah, my son was dead, but he's alive. My son was lost, but he's found. But here it is. Here it is. They hear them out there.
Yes.
Get down. Turn back. Yeah. Get down. Turn back. Get down. Turn back. So they dancing. They dancing, praising. They were getting their drink on. Y'all don't know about that, do you? Well, y'all left off the praising. Y'all. It's a pullback. Come on. They was praising. They was dancing. And here it is. The son heard it. The older brother heard it. What is this? What did this mean? Servant told him. He said, "Man, your brother back. Man, he was dead, but we thought he was dead, but he's alive." Did that make him happy? Not. No.
Right.
So old daddy gonna do me like this.
Right.
So stuff got in his heart. Caused him to not even be able to praise and be thankful that his brother is here. A lot of us feel that when we get intimidated, when we see somebody that left shows back up, and we feel like we done moved up.
Well,
You'll be amazed. So the son feels like the baby boy asked the daddy for something that wasn't his.
well,
Son gonna come and try to put daddy in check about something that ain't his. So here we go. So I mean, Dad, what's up, man? What's up? What you doing, man? Daddy, all of these years, I ain't leave you. I ain't go out there partying, getting on drugs, running women and clubbing and all this stuff. I stay here with you, man. And this joker gonna leave you. He ain't call him his brother. He gonna leave you, man. And do all that stuff, wasted up everything that you gave him. Trying to run after these women and trying to party with these jokers, trying to please jokers that ain't even really thinking about it. Ain't trying to do nothing to use him. They hating on him anyway. They just wonder what he had. And he gonna come back home. You gonna give him that part. You ain't even gave me a kid.
Come on.
Forget the fat calf. You ain't even gave me a small one. I ain't got no ring on my finger. Look at that robe he got on. I'm still in my own clothes. The father comes and tells him in my little clothes, his son, oh, come here. Come here, baby. Come here. Since you've been filming, you've been working. let somebody film you now. You don't film me now. Let somebody film you now, okay? Okay, sit down right there. You see, let me talk to you, son. Let me talk to you. Both of you, my boys. You know, that's your baby brother. You're my oldest. I recognize what you have been doing. I recognize you didn't leave me. I recognize you stayed here with me. He said, son, listen, for your obedience, your love, for your sacrifice, for your faithfulness, listen, All I gave your brother was a fat calf. I put a ring on his finger. I put a robe on his back. But son, everything that I have, just look, son. Just look. Everything. All of this is yours.
Amen.
He said, let me explain to you why I put the ring, the robe, and the shoes on. So you can understand. See, the world wants to expose him.
Okay.
Right. Yep.
That's right.
The world knows that he was caught up, he was strung out, he was all that. He was dirty. He was dirty. But son, I wanted to clean him up. I wanted to cover him.
All right.
See, the world want to laugh at you, want to mock you, want to criticize you, want to accuse you of all this stuff. They'll never see they wrong, but they always can spot yours. But son, it's my son. That's your brother. I wanted to cover him. I protected him. What I did, I covered his shame. And I would do the same thing for you. That's your brother. Let's love on him. And be thankful that, yeah, he was lost, but he's found. Yeah, he was dead. Like dead. How's he dead? And he's still standing up over there. Son, he was dead spiritually. But now, he's alive. He came back. He repented of his wrong. And I welcome him with open arms.
Yeah.
That's right.
And that's what you got to do. Because that's your brother.
Yes, sir.
Welcome him with open arms.
Yes, sir.
Now, come on. Let's go party.